One of those things that absolutely isn't sometimes a direct correlation that we think about is stress and sleep. And, I really did appreciate that chapter on the circadian rhythm and how that's really important, because I feel like too many of us are still not paying enough attention to how we sleep. Of course, we have the minority that wear their Oura rings and get to sleep cycles, but what is the recommendation on sleep and immunity? How many hours? What type of sleep? What are some of the recommended actions we could take to improve sleep? Because so many people are stressed and not sleeping well right now, taking sleeping pills. What can we do, and what is that correlation to immunity?
So it's almost not even about how long you sleep. It's about how well you sleep. Mm-hmm. And we're sort of have this evolutionary mismatch between how we evolved with this 24-hour light-dark cycle based on the axial rotation of the Earth and where we sit today. So we used to have very bright days because we were out in sunlight, and we used to have very dark nights. And that's how our circadian clocks evolved, and which controls our peripheral clocks and hormones, how those are released and things like that. Now, our retina and the center in the brain and the hypothalamus that controls these clocks is used to very, very bright light throughout the entire day and very, very dark nights. And now we are basically only having dim days and dim nights and exposing ourselves to light at night. And that completely affects melatonin secretion. And melatonin isn't just a sleep hormone, and it's not just secreted at night. Red light throughout the day in the morning activates and secretes melatonin. And melatonin can pass into any cell, and it is a master antioxidant. Not only can it scavenge free radicals, but there are melatonin receptors on the body, and that can upregulate our own endogenous antioxidant systems. And melatonin will even concentrate in our bone marrow to protect the stem cells and the immature immune cells when they're first sort of coming out of the bone marrow. So this whole sleep circadian cycle is intricately linked with the immune system.
Yeah, and melatonin was a big one that you brought up, especially for those having trouble to supplement melatonin. And you stated there isn't any issue with supplement melatonin and having any kind of reaction or response with your own melatonin production. Is that correct? Because I know some people are always a little bit fearful that they're going to get hooked on that. It's going to stop, something like a steroid, correct? If you use steroids, let's say, you know that your body stops producing its own testosterone. You have serious effects from that. But that's not true for melatonin.
So here's the two primary things that's going to stop you from producing melatonin. One, basically breaking your normal circadian cycles, right? Not getting light in the morning, not getting light throughout the day, activating light at night. That's going to suppress your melatonin. And then a lack of nutrients. So in order to synthesize melatonin, there's these enzymes from 5-HTP to serotonin to melatonin, and the enzymes in between require magnesium, zinc, vitamin C, B vitamins. If you're deficient in those, that's going to prevent you from even being able to synthesize melatonin. Now, most of us are deficient in melatonin. So if someone's taking small doses of melatonin, is that going to suppress, or sort of you're going to get hooked on melatonin, where if you go off of it, you're no longer going to be able to produce it? No, because we produce it through, the retina and the light cycles and through our own nutrition. I will say too, about what's so great about melatonin is there's meta-analyses of randomized studies using high doses of melatonin at night, 20 to 30 milligrams, so about 10 times what you typically take to sleep. And those studies have shown significant reductions in death in cancer patients. So melatonin has a very good sort of safety and dose range, even up to 20 to 30 milligrams at night.
And that's really positive to hear, because a lot of people are relying, of course, on sleeping pills and other things that have serious impact, I believe, and you're not getting that quality of sleep, correct? So, for those that are struggling with sleep, a high quality melatonin supplement is something we've advised patients before.